George, first of all, we'll cast back to last weekend and a win in the Prem Cup. What were your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a really good performance. I thought some of the young lads, particularly who'd be their first hit out in a Gloucester jersey, and certainly at that level, I thought they were brilliant. I thought the energy was great. There was some really good rugby, and Bristol sent a good team who, again, Bristol challenged us with some really good tries on their behalf, and the boys managed to fight through and get a win, so really positive.
And going really well in that competition, obviously third bonus point win out of 3, so really good opportunity to go and progress further in that tournament.
Yeah, well obviously we've had one of those scrubbed off with Worcester going, so that's disappointing to have played that game and got the 5 points and lose that, but yeah, we're in as good a position as we can be. We'll have a massive challenge against Exeter in that competition next week on a week Sunday, so we'll just get prepared for that. But again, we've got a really good young group here. They work really, really hard day in, day out, and challenge the first team all the time. And it's just great when they get out in a Gloucester shirt and get the opportunity to, put their skills on display.
And Harlequins away on Friday. Then, what are you expecting out of that game?
I mean, they're a quality team, aren't they? They're champions 2 years ago. Really well sort of knitted team. They manage to find ways out of things when they do get in a sticky spot, and then when they get to pull ahead, they pull ahead really well. So it's going to be an extremely tough challenge at the Stoop on Friday night.
And coming off the back of 2 consecutive losses in the Premiership as well, so what needs to change to sort of overcome that?
I don't think anything needs to change. I think we learned a lot of lessons in those 2 weeks, and we aren't pleased with the outcomes of those games, without a doubt. Sometimes you've got to swallow it for what it is, and we know we weren't good enough, and we've been very honest about that, and we've revisited a few things and some basic principles, and sort of let's talk through what we're all about here. And again, the attitude from the boys was never in doubt in those couple of weeks, but we need to be better at executing, and we can't allow teams to run off the way they did. It's too hard to come back in this league, so lots of work's gone on the last few weeks.
And it's good to have the internationals back at Kingsholm, isn't it? It's
great. I mean, those guys, they come back in today. There's a bit of banter because a lot of them played against each other last weekend, but they're all happy to be here. They're all buzzing, so just gives that little energy boost after a good Prem Cup victory, and then those guys are back in, and we can get cracking again.
And with the internationals and the boys that have managed to step up over the last couple of weeks, there's some good strength and depth now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the losses are extremely hard to take in the Premiership, but the flip side of that is there's a lot of young lads, particularly in the back line over those weeks, who've learned some lessons thick and fast, and some of them some good moments and plenty of stuff for them to work and learn from. So we'll take our learnings. We're not pleased with how those games went, but take our learnings and we'll get better quicker.
And George Barton and Jamal Ford-Robinson have announced that they're extending their contracts with Gloucester. How happy are you to be able to keep them both here?
I'm delighted. I'm really happy when lads choose to stay here, when they could go elsewhere. I'm really, really pleased, and I think those two are 2 key squad guys. They obviously Jamal, you know what Jamal's up to because everyone can see it, but George is brilliant as well, and those guys bring such value off the field as well as on the field, and hopefully they've got long futures here with us.
And it's also been announced that Gloucester and Leicester will compete for the Slater Cup. How proud are you to be part of that, and just how good will those occasions be to sort of celebrate Ed and raise some money as well?
They'll be awesome. I mean, obviously Ed's, he's very close to my heart. I knew him before I came here and played with him at Leicester when he was a young man coming through, so I've got a very long-standing relationship with Ed, and I think it's brilliant what the club are doing and what Leicester are doing, and we want to support him as much as we can, and I think it's great that there's sort of a firm fixture in place, if you like, to recognise that, and it's great for it.